No, Nancy. Come forward for your treasure hunt.
I thought you gave it all away already.
And while you're getting your treasure, here's the next question. Who was Jacob's mother? Who? Okay, here's a little clue. She lived on Sunnybrook Farm. Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm. Rebecca was also Jacob's mother. There you go.
Well, that was a great introduction to the message. Okay. It is taken from the book of Genesis, and it's mainly condensed from the chapters of 27 and 28 of the book of Genesis. It was called Jacob's Wonderful Dream. After Esau, Jacob's twin brother, found that he had lost his birthright and his blessing as the older brother should have had, he was very angry against his brother Jacob. And he said to himself and others, "My father Isaac is very old and can't live much longer. As long as he is dead, as soon as he is dead, I will then kill Jacob for having robbed me of my right." When Rebekah, Esau and Jacob's mother, heard about this plot against Jacob, she said to him, "Before it's too late, you go away from home and get out of Esau's sight. Perhaps when Esau sees you no longer, he will forget his anger for you, and then you can come home again. Go visit my brother Laban, your uncle in Haran, and stay with him for a little while until Esau's anger is past." Now you may or may not remember that Rebekah came from the family of Nahor, Abraham's younger brother who lived in Haran, a long distance to the northeast of Canaan, and that Laban was Rebekah's brother. That's almost as confusing as our family trees around here, isn't it? Jacob went out of Beersheba on the border of the desert and walked alone toward a land far to the north, carrying his staff in his hand. One evening, just about sunset, Jacob came to a place among the mountains, more than 60 miles away from his home. As he had no bed to lie down upon, nor a pillow for his head, Jacob found a clear spot among all the many rocks and boulders on the ground around him to lay his body down to sleep. And he also found a flat stone for his pillow. I would think that would make for an awfully hard sleep, wouldn't you? Jacob was so tired from walking that he fell fast asleep. On that night, Jacob had a wonderful dream. In his dream, he saw stairs leading up to heaven from the earth where he lay. Angels were coming down and going up upon the steps. Above the stairs, Jacob saw the Lord God standing there. And God said to Jacob, "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac your father, and I will be your God too. The land where you are living all alone shall belong to you and to your children after you, and your children shall spread abroad over the lands east and west and north and south, like the dust of the earth. And in your family all the world shall receive a blessing. I am with you in your journey, and I will keep you where you are going, and I will bring you back to this land. I will never leave you, and I will surely keep my promise to you." In the morning, Jacob awoke from his dream and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I didn't know it. I thought I was all alone, but God has been with me. This place is the house of God. It is the gate to heaven." Jacob took his stone pillow And he set it up as a pillar and poured olive oil on it as an offering to God. Jacob named that place Bethel, which in the language that Jacob spoke meant the house of God. Jacob made a promise to God at that time and said, if God really will go with me and will keep me in the way that I go and will give me bread to eat and will bring me to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And this stone shall be the house of God. And all that God gives me, I will give back to God 1/10 as an offering. God doesn't leave us. God is with us always. There is nowhere we can go where God has not been. There is nothing we can do that God does not see. Nothing that can separate us from God's love. Not cheating on your brother, not lying to your earthly father, nothing. In all the mess that we create in our lives, big or small, God is there with us. In a field of rock for a bed and a stone for a pillow, God is there. God was there already, laying out a place to sleep and the perfect flat stone for a pillow so that Jacob would sleep and dream. In his dreaming, knowing and seeing the presence of God, is God our God? How awesome is that? If God can find a sleeping space among rocks in a field, how can we ever doubt that God hasn't already laid out a place for us to sleep and dream so that we too may see him and hear his voice. Now, if we only had a flat stone for a pillow. Okay, well, man, would the ushers please come forward?